Yes, Gary, with GEEZBEEZ. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We're up early. We went and bought some used equipment from a friend, and we've got some dead outs, got some things we're going to clean up. And we got up early so we could beat the bees because they were really swarming this equipment when I got it home last night. And so we're going to try to get all this unloaded before they get up. So we're going to take a look at the frames. We're taking some frames out of the freezer. And the reason I put them in the freezer is because when I get some dead outs or get some new equipment, I really don't know what's going on. If it has, moth eggs, it could have just beetles, just whatever's in there that I'd like to freeze out from having them rehatch when I put them in. So I can fit 9 frames in here at a time, and I'll take these out and show you the bottom of some of the things that come out when you freeze it. So if you look down in the bottom of this, you've got some larvae there and just various things that freeze and come out. So it's good to freeze those. I freeze them for 2 days, and that had ants in it, had different things in it, different bugs, and so it'll get rid of all that, and when you put it on, nothing will be rehatching into your new hive. So that's what we're going to do with the new equipment that we bought, or the used equipment that we bought, and some of the frames we're going to take and put in here and freeze them, and then put them out. Well, I've got all the equipment, my new and used equipment that I bought off the trailer. Got them put into my storage bins for the most part. My wife is doing the filming today, and she's been getting kind of stung up, so I did buy her some new Comfort Pro gloves from the Hive Life conference. So hopefully she won't get stung up too bad today. It is overcast. It's 62 degrees. It's supposed to get up to 72 today. And so I'm going to get in and do a little deeper inspection on these. And the ones that do not have the double deeps, they're just singles. If they're big enough, I'm going to stick a double deep on them, another double deep. And by the way, in my bee yard last year, I caught 2 swarms in these trees last year. So I decided I'd just put a swarm trap up there, and they have been checking it out. They've been pretty nosy on it today. So we'll see. We're trying to keep them from swarming, and that's why we're going to expand the boxes and kind of equalize them a little bit today. We're going to check their stores. We're going to check their sugar stores. We're going to check their pollen patties. I'm also going to put some golf tees in the ones that I drilled holes for. I didn't have golf tees for the treatments, the OA treatments. And then I am going to put some of these peppermints in each corner of the boxes when I install them. I did that last year. I listened to Hillbilly Earl and Minnesota Mike and Sawmill Charlie, and they had it on their site when they were having a chat. And I gave it a try last year and really did not have very many beetles at all last year. So it could have been an off year, I don't know, but I'm going to try it again this year because it worked so well, and I'll kind of keep you updated on how that works. But we're going to put them on now. So they look like their stores are pretty good. I'm going to move along. And they've eaten quite a bit of this sugar, but I think they've got enough stores, and I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm just checking stores on these ones that are already double deeps. And then we're going to check the singles to see how they're doing, if they need another double deep. I'm going to go along and just put these golf tees in real quick. Looks like about it. To get some sugar for them. Looks like their patty's okay. Looks like they have moved down out of this old super. They've taken pretty much all the everything off of these frames, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this super. I'm going to set this super in front and let them work their way back to their hive. We'll kind of assess them. It looks like they're really full. Yeah, they're really packed in there. So I'm going to go ahead and, before they move up into that super, I'm going to go ahead and put a deep on. So I've got some old combs and I froze those, and out of a couple of dead outs, and I went ahead and put those in, and they'll clean those up and get those going. I'll go ahead and stick the pollen patty down on the brood. They're pretty big, so let me smoke them off of the, clean these frames up a little bit. So I've got a bucket down here. I put all that wax in. At least make some room for the pollen patty. All right. Okay, so they've got a pollen patty down there. They've got sugar up here. I need to get rid of that. Okay. Put just a little bit of bridge comb in. I'm going to go ahead and remove that before they get too crazy with it. So they'll start storing in it and it'll just keep getting bigger. So we'll take that from them. They've got plenty of stores on sugar. Looks like they're getting after their pollen patty a little bit. They are bringing some pollen in today, so that's a good sign. We've got some elm pollen probably coming in, and so they're pretty good. We're going to go ahead and put some peppermints on, and this is a double medium. I'll probably end up putting another medium on or splitting this. I'd like to get to all double deeps eventually, but I do have some mediums as supers or as brood boxes. So okay, so they're all set to go. Got just a little bit of honey left in this. I think that's about all they've got. So I'm going to take that from them and put a deep on. They pretty much moved over onto this part of the box, on this half of the box. So let's see if they've got any brood. There we go. Honey on that frame. Pretty well honey, a little bit of pollen stores on that frame. We do have some cat brood there and some milk brood. So they are starting to brood up. And the next frame looks about, the next two frames look about the same as this one. So I'm going to put them back together. They are bringing some pollen in. We'll keep the pollen patties on them, keep their feet on them. They do have just a little bit left in this one. I'm going to go ahead and put another box on top. I may wait. They've got about 3 more frames on this side over here. So I may wait just a little bit, maybe a week or so on them, but I'll keep up with them. And we'll go ahead and take that medium on off so they don't move up in it, and maybe they'll spread out over here. So but we'll go ahead and give them some pollen patty. have moved up into this. They've either not moved down or they've moved up pretty hard. They're big enough to move up into this medium from the deep, so we may have to leave this a medium. And if we do some splits, we'll split them off if that's the case. But they're pretty solid in 6 frames, pretty solid on there. So we'll go ahead and look down the bottom. Maybe they just haven't moved down yet, or they could just be that big. Being February, you usually do not see them, but we're about 3 weeks ahead this year. Been surprisingly big. Man, this thing is heavy. It's full. Yeah, they're really full. And we do have some drone brood. Right in here we've got some drone brood, so they are starting to produce drones, so they're a pretty good size colony. So looks like they've pretty well used the stores up in this super. So we're going to take it off, check the bottom, see what we've got going on the bottom. We'll give them a pollen patty. And give them another deep. They've still got some honey stores left in this one. They're covering about 6 frames of it. So we're going to leave it on. And we'll put them on another pollen patty. Might just stick that directly on the bottom. Looks like they may not be as strong into this medium. We may put a deep on this one if it's strong enough. I pretty well emptied these out. So looks like they're really big on the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and take this one off. We'll set it in front. They do have a little bit in there, but not much. Got a little bit on that frame. Not very much. So we'll go ahead and take this medium off, set it in front of the hive, and put them another deep on. Looks like they're pretty big down the bottom. So we're going to check on this row is mainly the splits, the late splits that I did in September of last year. And they're looking like they're doing pretty good. They've got a little bit of stores left. I'm going to take this off and kind of look at it. Looks like they're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and leave them alone. They're on about 5 frames, and we'll watch them. Let them grow up a little bit. They have enough stores for a little while longer, and I'll get them some more stores. We'll watch them on those, because we still could have some pretty cold weather left. We're usually not this warm this early, so we'll watch their stores real well, since these are singles. These guys aren't very big at all. Sitting on a couple of frames. We'll have to watch them. I've got new queens coming April 1st, so hopefully if they can make it through and they don't have a laying queen, we'll get them fixed up. But that's still quite a ways away. It's about all we can do right now. They're about 4 frames, taking their pollen patty, so that's a good sign. has. Guess I could put their peppermints in. About the same. These are all carniolans, so they don't come out real big for a while, and being they went in pretty small, I figured they'd be pretty small, but they're hanging in there. They're on about 3 frames. We're going to take this off. They don't have much left of it. See how they're doing in the bottom. They're on about 2 frames. They've emptied this and they've moved down. We hope. There they are. Okay, we moved to the other yards. Yeah, we're over here in the west yard, which is really our Nuke yard. And this is just a little 8-framer I have over here that I used to raise queens in. And we'll check them out and see how they're doing. So they're just kind of hanging out, 2 frames, 3 frames on top and bottom. I'm just going to leave them as they are. It's pretty light, so. But they've got their emergency feed, and they are taking some of that pollen patty. We'll put these peppermints on. Okay, we'll go check the south yard out. We're in the south yard, and we'll be splitting some nukes down here later on, and let's just take a look and see what we've got. This was really a big colony last year, and we'll see what they looks like. They're doing pretty good. Looks like they're about 4 frames up here. They're really stuck together. Let's see. Yeah, they're bringing in some pollen. They've got some pollen. So they're kind of about 4 to 5 frames up here and 3 on the bottom. So we'll see when they move back down. We'll go ahead and put their pollen patty right on. They're pretty low on sugar, but they've got a little bit. I think I'll wait a little bit and see how they do on their sugar. Down to their lower box. So they're pretty full down here on the bottom. They'll be moving up into this top pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in pollen patty on, or what they did have on the top. They just hadn't taken it. So we'll go ahead and put that pollen patty on there. Looks like they've got a little bit of stores down there. But we'll go ahead and leave this sugar on in case they need some emergency, but looks like they're going to do okay. So we've got them somewhat equalized out, put other boxes on them, checked all their stores, put peppermints on them. So I think they're going pretty strong. I think it's going to be pretty warm this week, and they should be taking those pollen patties down and getting their numbers up. And as they get their numbers up, we'll put another deep on them, and we'll try to get them up for production. We'll leave a little clip of, we had a barred owl that got hit on our road out in front of our house. And so we took it to a called Wild Care. It's a facility that rehabilitates animals. And they called us yesterday and said, come get your owl and release him. So we'll show some footage of that. It was pretty neat to see him. Come on.